Most traders, in fact, every trader spends years looking for that perfect indicator. What if I told you that my success came, that I started becoming profitable when I stopped using all the indicators? I use none. Today, I'm going to show you how and why I trade with none. For those of you who don't know me, my friends call me Rob. Hopefully you'll call me Rob by the end of this video as well. Let's go and have a look into this video. I'm going to actually show you how you can actually make a profit in the markets, how you can actually be profitable and make some real money instead of just worrying about winning trades and losing trades. Let's go and have a look at the charts and let's go and see if we can show you how to trade with absolutely no indicators. But when I say I trade with no indicators, I do trade with support and resistance. So for those of you who don't know what support and resistance is, it's a part of price action trading. So how do we trade with price action? And I remember in the beginning, people said to me, I trade with price action. And I used to wonder, what is price action? And I would think, how can you read a chart, a blank chart like this? I've got a blank chart here. How can you possibly read that and get an answer from it? Well, it's really easy. All you have to do is apply support and resistance. But then if you know what support and resistance is, you're going to ask yourself this question as well. If I have a trend like this, a lamp pole formation, how do I add support and resistance into that? So I've learned to trade three ways. I've learned to trade with support and resistance, and I've learned to trade with trend. Trend lines make the difference with your support and resistance trading because there are trends in the market. The trend is your friend. And then there's counter trends. There's breakout trading. There's trading in a range. So those are the three ways you kind of need to trade. You need to trade in a range, you need to trade with a trend, and you need to trade on the breakouts or the counter trades. Those are the important trades. Now you've got this chart, but it's telling you nothing. So what I would do is I'll take this to the day chart, and clearly you've got a lamp pole formation running to the top here. For those of you who don't know about chart patterns, do yourself a favor, go to Google and download a page of chart patterns and just learn a little bit about chart patterns. They give you an insight as to what's happening on the market.
Trading is risky. If you don't like losing money and you don't like risk, don't trade.
But keep your trading simple. Keep your trading as simple as you possibly can at all times. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't have a million charts on the page. Don't have a million chart computer screens all over the wall. Don't be sitting watching the news all day. And don't be putting 250 indicators on your chart, confusing you all the time. What do you do with this now? Because here you have a day chart. What I do is I make it nice and small, and I look at this and I think, well, there's a lamp pole formation. I trade on the 4 hour. I've taken it to the daily, and I'm trying to figure out here, what do I do about support and resistance? Well, support and resistance is actually quite easy here, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw what was a resistance in there and is now a support, and I'm going to draw the previous support in there as well. Then I've got an idea of where my levels are. You can make one green and one red, especially at the top, but these are both at the bottom, so I'm going to leave them red. And then I'm going to say, but I've got this big move out of here. Where am I with this trade? So one way you can do it is you can take a trend line and you can draw it through this level here just to give you an insight as to what's happening in the market. And you can clearly see that if you look at this, it's hit the trend resistance. That's a resistance area, that trend resistance, which is why I've got my stop loss up there on my short trade, which I've now recently taken. And I took the short trade because of the volume profile. But we don't use indicators, do we? Not at all. So without indicators, you're looking at this, it's hit the trend resistance, it's pointing to the downside. Then what I do is I take it back to the H4 and I see what I've got here. The interesting part here is, when do you take the trade? Another trend line, you can take it from the bottom here, you can draw it through there, and look at that, you've got a clear break through the trend support. So you don't need that trend line anymore at all, actually. You can take that one out, go back to the daily, you can remove that one. Don't need it at all anymore. Go back to the H4, and then you've got a clear trade here to the short side where it's broken that trend support and it's moving to the downside. But where are you heading to? You're heading to this, what was a resistance and is now a support level at the bottom here. We don't have a resistance level at the top at the moment, simply because of one thing and one thing only. It's in a lamp pole formation. It's in a trend and it's going up to all-time highs. So how can you possibly put a resistance in there? But you can put the last level in, which is an area of interest. What is a support and resistance level? It's an area where the institutional money has put loads and loads and loads of money for you. So in these areas, there's large areas of money and orders waiting. Then every time it gets there, it keeps pushing it down, and then it broke through and it pushed it up. When it gets back there, there'll be money waiting for it again. And then you've got a good idea that it's broken through this trend support, so you take the short trade. Let's have a look at something else. Let's have a look at something a little bit simpler. The US dollar ZAR might be a good example of that. Now, there's a chart that's doing nothing. It's just milling around. It's just floating around. So what you want to do here is you want to get your support and resistance levels in on the day chart. Take it to the day chart and then have a look on the day chart where your resistance level is, where your support level is. And if you look at the chart, you can clearly see that there's a support level running through here, around about this level. There's a support level running through there. And that's your main support level. So you can clearly see every time it gets to this level, it's supported. There is another level further up around about here. That was a resistance level and is now and could be considered a support level. You can draw that in if you want to. And then, of course, your resistance level is up here. That's your resistance, big double top. What I normally like to do is change that into a green line. Now, remember this one thing when you're trading. Remember this one important thing, and that is lines are not traffic cops stopping you and saying, I'm a line, you can't go past me. There are human beings behind these trades, and human beings are what's making these trades. So now you're looking at this and thinking, well, what have I got here? This is on the day chart. But what you want to do is take it back to the 4-hour chart. And on the 4-hour chart, now you have a picture of where things are going here. Maybe make it a little bit bigger so you can see the candles a bit better. There we go, because we've got red candles, we've got green candles, and the red candles and the green candles give us a little story. So what the story here is there's a main resistance right at the top there. There's a resistance level here, which I think we shall change this into a green one as well, because it is now a resistance on the 4-hour. So we're going to put that in and say, all right, so that's the main resistance we're looking at for now. And that's the main support we're looking at for now. There's areas of interest here, lots of money. But there is one thing you want to draw in, and that is at this level here. Round about this level here, there's an area, you draw it from one wick to the other, of support on the 4-hour chart between those wicks. And the reason I call it an area is because these things, lines, are not dead stops in the market. Lines are areas of interest, areas where things can happen, where markets can take place. So what you're looking at here is a general area where the market go into that resistance or support, grab it and go out. How do we trade? Comes off the resistance, red candle, we sell. Comes off the support, green candle, we buy. Simple, really. Or you can trade in the trend. If it's trading along the trend, you can trade along the trend and stay in the trend. Every time there's a green candle of support, you can buy. Or you can trade breakouts. If it breaks out, comes back, retests, gives you a green candle up, you can buy. Or break down, goes down, gives you a retest, gives you a red candle down, you can sell. That's how we trade. Really easy. Let me show you how you can take a trade though and actually make a profit. Because at the end of the day, trading is 50-50. It can either go up or it can go down. Markets don't go in one direction. And also, risk to reward's got nothing to do with how you make a profit in the market. You see, you can't time the market. You're going to lose half your trades. Because no matter how good your system is, how good you think you are, or how brilliant you are in the market, trading is always 50-50. You see, every single time I click this button, I've got a chance of winning and I've got a chance of losing. Can you believe that? Insane, really, when you think about it. But I've got a chance both ways. So what I want to do here is I want to take a short trade because it's broken through that trend support. What I'll do is I'll take a short trade. And the first thing I'll do is I'll look at where am I going to put my stop loss? I'm going to put it up here in an invalidation area. Where am I going to put my take profit? Down here in a take profit area. It's almost a one-to-one trade. Does it matter? No. But what's important, what's really, really important, is that you make more on your wins and lose less on your losses. That's the most important statement you're ever going to hear me say to you. Make more on your wins, lose less on your losses. Because if you lose half your trades and you win half your trades and you make one-to-one on every trade, then effectively you're going to finish on a zero. But if you make slightly more on every single winning trade, then of course you're going to come out at the end in a profit. And I'm going to show you how that works. The idea, a lot of traders will tell you you need to make 2 to 1. Because if you win half your trades, you need to make double on your winning trades, your losing trades. But you don't. If you make 1 to 1 on some, 4 to 1 on some, 3 to 1 on others, what I've figured out over time is it generally works out at a 2 to 1 at the end of the day. So what you need to do is simply forget about all this technical jargon and all this rubbish that in the trading that says, oh, I want to win, I want to lose, or whatever the case. I need a win rate. See, when I got into trading, I also believed if I won more trades than I lost, that I would be a winning trader. And I was so wrong. That's so wrong. That's not how it works. You don't win trades by winning more trades or become profitable by winning more trades. That's an impossibility. What you need to do is keep the risk the same on every single trade that you take, every trade. So this trade, for example, would be the same as the next trade. No matter if it's Forex, crypto, commodities, whatever it is on the account, keep the risk the same. Choose a percentage of your account. If you've got a $100,000 account, maybe you want to risk 1%, maybe you want to risk $1,000 per trade, but keep the risk the same no matter what. That's how much each trade is costing you, no matter what. Your profits, you just need to make, let's say you're risking $500 per trade. You want to make at least more than $501 for every single trade you take. Don't try changing the risk amounts on every trade because you feel better about one trade than the other, because that's going to mess you around. You're not going to know how much you're winning or losing. So the idea is to take the trade the same as the last trade. So every trade risks the same amount on that particular account, whichever account it is. If you're taking high risk on the account, $10,000, $100,000, keep it the same on every trade. Don't change it. Don't move it around, because that is what's going to make you the profit at the end of your trading day. And don't try and make profits in the same day. Don't try and drop to the 5-minute charts. Try and keep it on the 4-hour. Try and come in the morning, take your trades, put your trade in place, leave it, go away, come back later and see how things are going. When you're going to profit, move your stop loss, follow it up, and the trade's costing you nothing. The trade's becoming cheaper. Let's look at the principle. You see we've got here 4, 8, 12, 16. There's 20 trades here. Let's say if you take 20 trades and you go buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, the principle is simple. If you lose 10 of the 20 trades at $500 per trade, you'd have lost $5,000. That's an insane amount of money to lose. But if you win the other 10 trades and they work out at 2 to 1, then you would have made $10,000. And what that does is it puts you $5,000 in profit. That's the idea behind the whole trading scenario. And if you do happen to have a good week or good win rates, then of course you're going to make even more money and it's going to be even better for you. A lot of your trades will work out, for example, at 1 to 1. A lot of your trades will fail. A lot of your stop losses will get taken out on trailing. A lot of times you'll come out with a smaller win than you risked because of the trailing stop getting taken out. Just put those in your kitty and accept them for what they are. What you're looking for are those big winning trades. You see, if you think about the VIX, for example, the way I trade the VIX is simple. I'll buy it when it gets to 15. That's my plan. That's my insane trading plan on the VIX. Gets to 15, I'll buy it, and then I'll wait for it to do that spike thing. I'll make a huge profit, and that's it. That's as simple as my entire profit scenario gets on the VIX. So think about that. Think about that. Think about that on all your other trading, and it's going to make a difference to your trading. If you want to trade of the day every day and you want a bit of trade research and that sort of thing, make sure you've joined us in the members area, by the way. It helps. You can learn a lot from it. And you can pick up a lot from it. And the reason it's in the members area is I'm only one person and I can't help millions and millions of people at the same time. So it's in a paid members area. But join that, join the club, become part of the club and watch the live shows every Tuesday and Thursday. You'll have a bit of fun with that with us as well. That's always good. And subscribe. Why not? Join us on the subscribe. But yes, the VIX, that's my plan. My plan on most of my trades is simple. For example, Euro, US dollar, went short here. Why? Why did I go short here? Well, red candle off the resistance, go short. That's quite complicated, isn't it? That's the basis of the trading. UK 100, I went short here. Well, it came up, it hit the resistance, came down, went back, tested the trend resistance, and I went short here. And that's as simple as it gets. And that's still going short. And it's staying in that trend. So I remain short. And I wait for it to get down to my target. The stop loss has actually been moved up into profit. So I can lose nothing on this trade. This trade will cost me absolutely nothing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. It's been wonderful chatting to you again. And thanks for watching. Cheers. Ciao. Bye.